Okay, so now what I'm doing is I just want to walk my horse around. I just want to get him comfortable. See, how is he feeling? Is he feeling relaxed? Do I have steering with him? Do I have him listening to my aids? Do I have relaxation? So one of his biggest issues was that he really hated contact. He would start rearing and he would do all kinds of bad things. And so I want to go, do I have connection with my horse? Can I ask my horse to move the front end where I want it? So if I want him to drop that right front over and across, like that, and over and across, I want to be able to have access to him. If I want him to do the front left and go across, so I'm going to ask him to reach across, I'll have him do that going forward. So as soon as the right front hits the ground, I'm going to ask him to reach with that left front. So it's kind of, you look at the dance that we're going to do, and I don't know if he is there yet, but I'm going to see if I can get him to do the left foot, then the right foot, then the left foot. So I'm just going to go, can you reach, 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 so reach. I'll do every other one. We'll do this again, right? So he's learning this, so I'm going to do every other foot. I'm going to have him reach out with that foot. So we're going to come across back to the camera. And once again, how in tune do you have your horse? So if I'm going to go, okay, I want him to go along, and then I want him to go along here, and reach, 2, 3, reach, 2, 3. But you see how he gets a little bracy, so I work on that with him. Because if I'm asking him to move his feet individually and he gets bracy, it's because he's trying to process the answer of what I'm asking for. I've never done that with him before, but he knows this. He knows if I just ask him to roll across the front end like that, he does that very easily. If I stop and I ask him, so I lost his attention right there. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to get mad at him. I'm just going to say, hey, we're right here. Now can we back up? Back. Back, and can we reach across this way? So I'm going to go, what are the things that I can do with him? I want to get him into some trot work here, and I want to show you kind of this circle that I use, and I'm going to do this with the drone tomorrow, but like I want to show you kind of the circle with the cones. It's kind of a cool way to start to help him understand where his body needs to be lined up correctly for biomechanics. So I'm going to ask him to go on the trot. So he's over bent, so I don't want that much bend. I just want the slightest bit of bend around this corner, but I need a little bit of bend in order to get the rib cage to bend. But I want him to bend slightly at the pole first in order to get the, biomechanically, in order to get the rib cage to bend. There, that was better there, good. And I want to be able to do this with contact, but I also want to be able to do this at a loose rein and have him feel like he can stretch down and forward as well. And I can manage his body, from up here. So it's about trusting him and allowing him to stretch over his back. And the drone footage is going to be really good for this, because you see how his head is up? I wanted to encourage him to stretch down and over his back. So this isn't just about going around a circle. This is about getting him to feel how he can use himself the best and not be stiff. So you can see that he struggles on this side a little bit more. He's bent pretty well, but you can, if you were watching this from above, you would see that he's just really overbent and crooked in the neck. So I got to help him out and go, hey, now I don't want to do that with the reins right now. I want to manage him through my feet. And see, he knows as soon as he's been taught that as soon as I pick up the connection, that this is what you do. But I want him to be able to find that connection through my body, through himself. Good boy. So I want him to feel like he can reach down, because where we have trouble showing, and this is what I've been working with him, is that he doesn't like to stretch down and forward. So we want that stretchy trot that's in all the dressage tests, or in the dressage test, to be able to show that he can stretch over his back. And because he's been held up so much of his life, that he's afraid to kind of stretch down. So I want to encourage that. So I do a lot of exercises with him. Like, see, you see, he's like, he doesn't know what to do, and I want him to be able to stretch down and forward. So I'm just going to wait till I get some little suppleness of him doing that. But also I want to make sure that I can have access to my horse's power plant at a loose rein and not feel like I need to hold on to him really tightly. I might just rub him here and go, hey, you can relax. You can relax. I want to envision that nose going down there. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. So that's what I'm looking for. Good boy. See if I can get one little spurt of that. Good boy. See, that's what I want. Good. Now I'll go to a walk. Forward walk. But I want to do that through my seat. I don't want to do it through the rein. So, especially when we start a young horse, we want to be able to do all 3 speeds in each gait at a loose rein, so we know that we have management through our seat. So we're going to do the same thing on this side now. So I might start him on this side. On a stretchy rein. Good, so I like his position right here. Came out a little wide there, he blew that shoulder right there. You can probably see that in the camera, it was a perfect angle. But like, I just want to guide him, and the cones work really well to kind of help line him up where I want him to be. Good, so that was much better. So because he did that really good, now I'm just going to ask for some connection. So I'm going to pick up my connection, ask his pole to be the highest point. Can I maintain that same bend in the body? And if you have a horse that feels like they have to suck back at all when you pick up that connection, it's because they were being pulled back and not being taught to go into the pressure correctly. So there's a good camera angle right there where you can see, like, he comes around this corner every time and wants to blow that shoulder a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can help him tighten that up a little bit. Come around this corner. There. There. Good boy. So we want the whole goal, and then I'm going to go back to stretchy. Can I do the same thing at the stretchy? Good. And then to a walk. Forward walk. And then back over so I can look at the camera. So it's so important that our horse can bend, and so here's what we're looking for. We're looking for a horse's head to bend this way, not dip this way. So we want them to give a slight bend, where the ears are still like this. They're not dipped left or right. They're straight up. The head bends into the right a little bit, slightly. I'm talking like an inch. Barely where you can see their eye, and then that will help them be myomechanically correct to start to, and their pole, so right between the ears, needs to be centered over the horse's shoulders. So on a slight bend, ears parallel, and the pole to be over the shoulders. And if you have that, then you can get the horse to start to bend through the shoulders, through the rib cage, through the hind. Biomechanically, that's the only way that that works. You can't get it any other way if you don't have that correct, if you don't have a relaxed horse to be able to get to that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little section here on getting your horse to start to understand, and the cones are a great exercise. You don't have to use a round pen. You can use cones when we start babies. We bring them from the round pen out to here. We go on the outside of the cones, the inside of the cones. So it gives them a place to be able to kind of have a marker of where they need to go to help them as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this segment. We'll do another one here shortly.